This is a fantastic question because you truly can price yourself out of a situation. Here is my philosophy and sort of my 2 cents about this is, do I tell a candidate that they are pricing themselves out of the role or that we can't afford them? Yes. Now, am I willing to negotiate? It depends. It depends on how far off we are. So if we are, my personal philosophy, different recruiters have different philosophies, but my personal philosophy is 10 to 15,000. If we are off by 10 to 15,000, so what I mean by that is if my role pays 60,000 and a candidate tells me they want 70,000, then there's room to negotiate. That's only $10,000. That's easy. I may not be able to come up to their $70,000, but they may be able to come down because truthfully, I'm assuming that every candidate is inflating their salary. So they may be willing to come down. I might be able to do a sign-on bonus. We might be able to give a little bit of extra bonus. Like there are things that we can do to get creative to sort of meet in the middle somewhere. So 10 to 15,000 is sort of my rule on when I'm willing to negotiate. If my role pays 60,000 and a candidate tells me they want a minimum of 100, we aren't even playing the same game. Like there's $40,000 between what I can pay and what you need. I can't negotiate that, right? And if we do negotiate that, then I'm starting to look at the candidate like a flight risk. If you take a $40,000 pay cut to take my job, you're gonna keep looking. At least I would, right? If I took a $40,000 pay cut to take a job because I just needed a job, I would still be looking for a new role. So that candidate is a flight risk. So I think it really does depend. The best thing that you can do as a job seeker is go into these conversations aware, and knowledgeable. Know what you are commanding in the industry based on your education, your experience, your industry, your location, all of that. Do your research before you have these conversations. Look at job postings of companies that have salary transparency. What are they paying? Networking on LinkedIn, super important, because if you network, you can kind of know what other people are making. A lot of people are willing to share that, especially if you share, hey, I'm going into this conversation for negotiations and I'm just kind of trying to do some research, and you have a relationship with that person already. Don't message random people you have no relationship with asking them how much money they make. But Google is a really great resource for pay transparency. Literally, you can Google your role, average salary, and your state. You will get an answer. Glassdoor is a wonderful resource. And then TikTok, here on TikTok, if you type in the search bar, pay transparency, your state and your job field, I can almost guarantee you, I'd be shocked if there wasn't a creator who was doing some sort of pay transparency content. So go into these conversations knowledgeable on what you can command in the industry so that you don't price yourself out of roles.